Hey everyone, welcome to the Geek Out Show. I'm your host, Major Reaction. Everybody else is missing in action. I have my special guest tonight, Jason Bienvenu from Sperotoys, the creator and owner of Sperotoys. And he has brought us his Primal Series Kickstarter, and it has surpassed all expectations and blew everything out the water. Jason, first off, I just want to congratulate you, and I want to welcome you back to the show for your third time now.
This is the third time. Thank you so much. Yeah, it was wild, dude. I can remember the last day I woke up and I didn't realize like how much energy I was like putting into the campaign until the last day I woke up, and it really just kind of finally caught up with me. And I mean, at that point, we were doing awesome. We had done like, I want to say it was like 250,000, which we had asked for 99,000. So I was more than happy with what, I thought, hey, we might make another 10,000 or something. And I came home and I took a little nap, and I like kind of woke up and I was like, well, what time is it? Because I didn't want to miss like the end of it, And I woke up and kind of rubbed my eyes a little bit and looked at the phone and saw that we were about 4,000 away from unlocking our final stretch goal, which was Thane. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna put it up. I'm just gonna unlock it because I have a feeling it'll get unlocked in the backer kit and everything anyway. So I unlocked that, and within like maybe 10 minutes, it had people backed it to make that. And then over the course of the last hour, it just kind of skyrocketed, and then our goal just like went through our final funding just went through the roof. I was just like, is this real? What is going on?
Damn, it's like a dream come true, right?
It was, yeah, absolutely. That's for sure. It was wild. I couldn't get over it. I was like, man, I really, really hope this is not a dream.
Oh, right. You just woke up from one,
Right, exactly. I was like kind of groggy.
And the biggest thing is that, like, you asked for 99,000, and you guys, did triple your goal. And I want to congratulate all the backers because we did it. We unlocked Thane, and we unlocked all the other stretch goals.
Yeah, I really did not think we would unlock that Thane figure. I mean, that's a Christmas present right there. Like that's like when you're a kid and you go through the toy aisle with your parents, you're like, can I have that? And they're like, that's a birthday or Christmas item, And I felt like, that's our Christmas item, So, yeah, I feel like the backers unlocking that kind of allowed us to have a figure that even if you're not interested in the line, that's a must-have figure. So getting that funded was so exciting and just really surreal,
I noticed that was like one of the most popular selling items, right? The thing.
Yeah, I mean, I can see the unit numbers, and it's definitely the most popular figure, which is awesome. I mean, because that's for the scale, that's a deluxe figure,
It's something that could have not come to fruition also, because if the stretch goals had not been met, then
there would
have been no thing. Although I feel like you were going to make them no matter what.
I didn't think I was. It was one of those things where we had put together like the the sculpted version of it, and the digital version had like articulation, but no like real inner articulation. So Arlen's still finalizing it because there's you wouldn't think like with him having that big broad chest, but his arms are so big that like the clearance where like the pegs go in is like surprisingly close. It's about like that much. Like if you look at my shirt, it's like super tight in there. So there was like a lot of like engineering and stuff that we had to figure out inside of the figure itself to make sure everything works correctly.
Nice. Okay. Wow. So, well, I hope you get all the kinks figured out soon.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost finalized. It should probably be done in about a week.
Nice. Okay. So anything you want to say to the fans, to the people who supported, anything else we should be looking forward to in the next month or so?
I mean, first and foremost, thank you so much. I really had no idea how well this line would be recepted. I knew I knew we were gonna make gold. It is the first Kickstarter I didn't worry about making gold. It was just a matter of like when we were gonna make gold. But just the amount of support and popularity that this Kickstarter had, like, really like surprised me. So I can't thank y'all enough. I've been working, like, I haven't stopped. Like, I told myself I was gonna get a massage and like take a little rest after the Kickstarter was done, and I haven't stopped yet. Like I mentioned earlier, Arlen's been preparing the digital files, which Thane's the last one. I'm almost finished picking out all the Pantone colors, which Pantone basically assigns the colors that you give to the factory so that they know exactly what colors you want to use. I'm done with that for all the main characters and like Thane and whatnot, but I still have to do some of the accessory headsets and the packs and stuff like that. So I still have about another week and a half worth of work as far as that's done. I've been finalizing all the packaging and stuff. So I don't want y'all to think we're not like we are working like our real work is starting right now.
Working like a dog.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. There is going to be like a little time where like I get to kind of like sit back and wait a little bit from the factory, especially when we send off the files, because we can't really do anything until the tooling itself is made. And from what my experience is it's like an 8-week process. So I'd be happy if it gets shorter than that, but that's usually kind of what I expect it to be. So I think when that's happening, that's probably when I might take like a long weekend or something like that.
If you want it done right, you got to take the time.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is our passion. So
don't cut corners.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I say 8 weeks, but some of that's us, the logistics of it is like they'll do like a little bit of stuff, and then they have other clients that have other parts that need to get done and stuff. So they have a schedule that I'm not completely privy to.
Yeah, they're an in-demand company.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So it's just one of those things where it's like, let them do their work and make sure they want to make sure everything's right and stuff, and do it right the first time type of strategy.
Totally. We're going to go over some of your stretch goals that we reached during the Kickstarter. And then we're going to talk about, how it was dealing with the backer kit. And maybe I want to ask you a few more questions about some of the intricacies, some of the behind the scenes stuff that, most people don't know about and probably wouldn't learn about unless we ask someone like you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So first off, the first stretch goal was the figure Blight, and this was one of my favorite figures. Like, I got quite a few of these boys, and I got some big plans for Blight. So he's an awesome looking figure. The design's amazing. I think he's going to look really cool, and I'm looking forward to him. You got Pharaoh Atlas was the second Kickstarter stretch goal. Another awesome figure. Another, I had to get one of these guys too. It's really, you made it, like I said before, you made it really hard to skip out on any of the figures in the line. And
no meat and no potatoes.
Yeah, and you nailed it. Next, we got Lexian, which I think was one of the coolest head sculpts that I've seen on any of them. Just a really dope looking figure, really fierce looking head sculpt, and I can't wait to put him in some battle scenes. So that was the third stretch goal that we unlocked. After that, we unlocked our Adventure Heads and Vile Villains head pack set. So these are some 6 alternate sculpts altogether, 3 for the adventures, 3 for the villains. These just, add, that much more versatility to the figures you already have. So if you pick up
for people wanting to army build, and add a little bit of extra personality to your soldiers, especially if they're wearing a helmet or something, it's kind of easy. They don't all look the same. Look like copy and paste, but if they have like a totally different head with the same kind of paint scheme, you're like, oh yeah, that's obviously that's part of that army, but he's a different person, or animal.
Exactly. And it just gives the figures that much more mileage. So, sometimes you get one figure with one head and it looks the same always, and it doesn't have any expression, doesn't have any personality. Here you're getting 3 different heads that you can put onto a body, and essentially you get 3 different looks or 3 different characters. So for the price of what, $12 a piece, $12 for each set.
Yeah, for the headset.
Yeah. $4 a head, people. Come on. When do you ever get that chance? Painted heads too.
They're fully painted too.
Exactly. So that was the 4th thing they unlocked. So I mean, we were already doing good there. And then we went ahead and unlocked the Iron Cobalt Epic Gold Weapons set. So we got the Iron, the Cobalt, and the Epic Gold. So those were 3 different sets of weapons that you could buy at $15 a piece. And I don't know anywhere else you're going to find weapon sets that nice for $15 a piece for these type of figures. Like, I don't even know if Mythic Legions offers those type of weapons for that cheap in like a bundle.
I'm hoping that doesn't go out of control when they hit eBay, but it's been crazy lately.
Well, I hope whoever wants them gets them. So you better be buying them now while you have a chance.
Do it now instead of waiting.
The next thing we unlocked was Animal Warriors of the Kingdom issue 2 comic book. So look forward to that. Then we got Core Dune, which I think was one of your favorite ones, right?
Yeah, I really like it. It's funny. One of my friends called it the Nintendo Switch one because of the way the colors on each side.
Yeah, and I just think I think the color pattern you chose for that one just really pops and stands out. It's not something that I think most people would have just thought of off the bat, and I think it was an amazing decision. I don't think any other paint would have made it look as good as that did.
Thank you. And I mean, what I particularly like about that set is, or that figure, is that both of those straps are removable. So if you want to kind of jazz up one of your Horde Ravagers or your Chernari Legionary, you can kind of slide that over and kind of give them a little like it might be an officer or something. Just give them a little bit more personality, I guess. I'm lacking of
some kit bashing potential.
Yeah, my brain stopped working for a second.
No, yeah, you can outfit your character with some extra gear and just level them up basically.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing with Jason's original Kickstarter for his 3.75 inch was that Pale got stronger as he took weapons and things from his enemies. So it kind of works for the figures the same way. So looking forward to the possibilities with these figures. Next, we unlocked the Primal Ancients Ash. I believe you guys called them by a different name.
Right. We kind of had code words for them at first, and then after we'd show off the photo of them, then we'd reveal the actual name for each figure or each ancient.
Okay, so what did you end up calling this one? Was it Ash or was it something different?
It was Ash.
Oh, okay, so I do have the correct names.
Yeah, I don't remember what the code names were now.
And that was the gray one, right?
Correct. It's basically a Lynx.
Okay, so you can tell us what figures they are basically when we go through.
Sure, yeah.
And then next we have Onyx,
which is a Black Panther.
Okay, perfect. I bought a couple of those because I'm going to use those with my little Blight army.
I think that's going to be really fun, especially you could take that head and his arms and pop that on and the feet and pop that on Blight, and you've got a Black Panther all armored up.
Nice. Okay, and then we have the now was this was 3 different ones: the Cedar Brown, the Honey Tan, and the Tiger.
Those are all code words. Those are all the code words for the ancients. So let's see. Cedar Brown is actually the Chernari infantry, which is basically just a stripped down version of the Chernari. It's almost completely nude, except he comes with a his armored skirting and a little sash that he shares in common with Pale. Okay. The Honey Tan was, let me think who that was. That is, I don't remember who that one is.
For Dune?
No, it's an ancient, but I can't remember who it is now. The Tiger Orange Blank is actually the Pharaoh Beastie, who's kind of an homage figure. But man, now
Okay.
I'm trying to think. Oh wait, no, I can't think of it. Like my brain is pulling a full. I can't think of it.
It's all good, man. You've been working so hard. You're stressed. All right. So then after that, we unlocked Animal Warriors of the Kingdom issues 3, 4, and 5 for comic form. We unlocked Weapon Set 5, which was
Radiation, and
a radiation set. Okay.
You know what's funny? People were like, "We want to see what the 5th one is. We want to see what the 5th one is," and I was like, "How am I supposed to convey a glow in the dark like armor, like weapon set? I don't know." So like, I just like threw it together in Photoshop, thinking like, it'll be all right. It's like wildly popular. Like that's like the most popular weapon set. And I was like, okay, all right. I'm glad they liked it.
Took a gamble and it paid off.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a fun kit. I tend to underestimate how much people like glow in the dark stuff. You know,
there's a market. Like there's a market for sure.
So
yeah, I'm not the biggest fan. Like I've never had a easy time photographing it. I know some people can do some amazing stuff with it, like black light stuff and whatnot. But
yeah, that's a good idea.
I need to play around with light painting and stuff more before I try that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But the last thing, the most impressive thing that I saw, and I think everybody else was just as impressed.
And I tell you what, I can't wait to have that at a booth, and just kind of like just kind of like,
just thrash everybody else's toys when you go up to their booth, just knock all their shit over,
like smash stuff on the table. I want to have like, like those high pressure like salesmen where like where they like slap stuff on the glass that's like leaking stuff and like, check this out. Like just have like walnuts on like a table and just have like just smashing walnuts with the Thane figure. Like, look at how tough this figure is,
Yeah, make sure you just don't have a glass display case under those walnuts.
Right, yeah. I don't know. That might be more impressive. They might be like, he breaks everything.
Break your DEET off.
Yeah.
That's not a good seller. That's not a good selling point. So, okay, I think we had a couple. Why don't you go ahead and talk to us about the backer kit process and what that was like for you really quick.
So I hadn't done a backer kit in quite a while. So I kind of had to go back to backer kit school. And I mean, I was like super excited and like just like I want to like hurry up and launch the backer kit the week after the Kickstarter happened. So like I just like went after it and made sure everything was ready to go the Wednesday after the Kickstarter ended. And I didn't realize that there was like a mandatory, like you have to wait 14 days. And I was like, okay, 14 days. So that should be this day. And then I was like, wait, let me not make the announcement because it might be 14 business days. So yeah, sure enough, it was 14 business days. And all that's, said and done, it's launched. And I constantly refresh it to kind of see like, are people doing their surveys? Are they having any issues? And it seems like about, I want to say like maybe 85% have done their survey, which I don't know if like a lot of creators are out there, but like, that's like a lot to have like done this short out. I think it's been launched for like 2 weeks now, the backer kit itself.
So it's done, right?
What's that?
It should be done by now, right?
No. It's gonna for the Kickstarter people. You have until June 18th to lock in your stuff. At that point,
really?
we're just gonna lock in your stuff. However, I'm not gonna charge anyone for their add-ons until about 30 days before we ship. Nice. So for all the backers, for all the backers that they see extra stuff that they regret not getting.
You should have said that. I'm about to go back in there.
That's up to you. But if you want to stuff, you basically have a whole year until it's charged. So that's when you get charged. But there's only a certain amount of time to actually add those on.
Right now.
Yeah, I mean, so
don't wait.
If you're thinking like, hey, I want to do that, go ahead and do it, and you don't have to worry about it for almost a year.
Just put half the money aside now. Then you
What's
only have
that?
to save. I said just put half your money aside now,
Ooh,
and then you only
that's
have
a
to
great way
save
to
the
look
rest
at
of it. That's not that
it.
bad.
It's you'll be you know, it's funny. I always thank past Jason. Like there's something that I'll do, and I'm like, thank you, past Jason. It's usually something to do with food, like where like I'll leave like certain items of food at the office or like in the fridge. I'm like, man, I wish I had some coffee. And I'll have like I like to drink iced coffee. And I'll have it in the fridge, and I'm like, oh, thank you, past Jason. You know.
Yo, hell yeah.
So like if you missed out on the Kickstarter and you're regretting it and everything, and you still want to get stuff, what's nice about BackerKit is it also offers a pre-order store, and that will be open basically until right before we start shipping. So the same applies. So I'm gonna try to stop saying so much, but I can't guarantee anything.
Hey,
But
as long as you keep that store open, we're so fine with it.
there you go. Yeah, I mean, if you see the stuff you didn't back it, but you want to get it now, you can select all your goodies and everything. You don't necessarily have to worry about paying for it until 30 days before we ship. So
Damn.
anyone that missed out can check it out, get all of the goodies now, and you basically have almost a whole year to pay for that stuff.
So you're basically able to front all the money for the orders that are going to come in that way, and then get your cut later.
It's perfect for us because we can find out exactly what unit numbers we need, and then for each SKU, and then we can add on to that. So in other words, if say we got 3,200 orders of Pale that customers have locked in and stores and whatnot have locked in, and then we say, okay, well, we got 3,200 orders. Let's just make an order for 5,000 or 6,000, and that way we know we have like in stock stuff to sell afterwards. Okay. So it definitely comes in handy.
That was actually one of the questions Gil wanted to ask. He was going to say, first off, he wanted to know when will the orders cut off with the store.
They'll probably, as far as like the backers, that's going to cut off on June 18th. For the pre-order stuff, I'm not sure yet, but I'm guessing it's going to be right before we go into production. And what I mean by production is whenever they start pouring plastic into the molds. There's a whole bunch of stuff that goes into it before that, but that's when they're like really like putting the turkey in the oven. It's like it's game time. So
there ain't no going back.
Cut off around that time so that we don't take X amount of orders and then get like 10 times more than that right at the very end. Yeah.
No, yeah, totally. Okay. So you guys have a good amount of window of time to get your orders in for those who didn't back it. For those who backed the Kickstarter, you got to make sure you got your orders in, your backer kit finished by June 18th, which is not very far away. That's about 3 weeks away. So get on that and make sure you guys don't miss out. Make sure you close up your backer kit. I've never not closed out a backer kit, so I don't know what the possibility of something bad happening to you for not doing that is. But Jason might know.
Lock it. Well, we will manually lock it for you. So if you have stuff like if you have add-ons and stuff sitting in the cart, and you don't add that stuff on, I'm pretty sure it'll get like zeroed out. So if you're like, yeah, I'm not sure if I really want that Lexian, and the 19th comes around, and then you like go to log in and you look at like what your orders are, it's not going to be in there. So
okay, make sure you square away your stuff before the 18th.
Right.
Then you guys before the 18th. Don't wait.
I just hate for anyone to kind of like miss out on stuff that they were like, am I on the fence about this? I mean, the way I kind of look at it is like, you already know you want it, and we're giving you like basically a whole year to pay for it. So it's like, you got to treat yourself at this point. You only live once. You know what I mean?
And that kind of answers another question that we had. Well, that was one of my questions. Was like, who's going to handle the shipping for you when the time comes for that?
So as far as the Kickstarter goes, it's going to be. I'll be probably packaging a lot of it, but it's not just going to be me. It'll probably be me and about 8 other people and we'll just be in the warehouse and we'll put on some good music and have. I was gonna say a pizza party, but I don't think people want greasy figure packages. But yeah, we'll just pack it out over the course of like 2 or 3 weeks. You know what? Let me say 3 or 4 weeks because like this was a giant Kickstarter. So
Well, if you need some help, let me know. I'll fly out there.
yeah, man, I might take you up on that, dude. You get to enjoy some genuine Cajun cuisine.
I'll take some photos of all of them while I'm out there for you.
Yeah, man, that sounds awesome. Dude, that would be amazing. That'd be so cool.
Hell yeah, dude. We'll go down to the bayou, get bit by alligators.
Man, those things are like way more docile than you would think.
Oh yeah, they're like little puppy dogs.
No. Like they'll come after you, but like it's almost like I mean, I don't know what happened. I just like ran up to it and jumped on it and it bit me. I don't know what it's like.
Yeah, well, I ain't gonna be wrestling them, okay? I can tell you that.
Yeah.
My grandma used to live in Florida. They used to come up to her back porch.
Nice.
And yeah, they weren't very nice, but they weren't very mean either. They wouldn't come up too often. One other question Gil had was any news on the next wave of available figures, or when you want to make the next wave, or how you plan to go about with the next wave?
So for the next wave, I would ideally like to offer them as pre-orders, both through my site and other partner retailers. And what we'll probably do is offer 4 figures per wave. We're going to be doing an Animal Warriors at a Kickstarter Primal Series panel in June, and we'll probably be doing it like right before Joe Fest. And it's going to be a Zoom meeting where we kind of like give all the details, and we're not going to lock in the figures that we're revealing during the wave, what waves they are, but you'll get to see a good bit of figures that we're planning on working on. So I think it's mostly 2D art, but I think it'll give you like a really good representation of like where we're headed,
If it's anything as good as the 2D art I saw for Thane before that figure was produced, then I'd say I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's that caliber, and
who's the one who does all the 2D art for you guys?
Yeah, it's Utama. So,
okay.
Yeah,
he does great work.
Man, he's so talented, and he does our comic, and he does the figure control art and everything. And him and I, like, it's so funny. Like, we're very much on the same wavelength creatively. Like, I'll suggest something, and he's like, "What about this?" Or like, a lot of times we'll have the same idea, and I'm like, "Okay, we know we're dovetailed in."
And where's he stay at again?
Believe it or not, he's in Indonesia. So
nice. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, man, it's cool, but it's like I feel bad for him because like I'll do like Chinese time when we're like in in the crunch, but it's like his MO is like almost always stateside time. So like I feel like he lives in like a constant state of tiredness.
Limbo.
Yeah, he's just like zombie mode,
He's like a manga writer. He never sleeps.
Right? Yeah, man. Wow.
Poor guy. Well, I mean, his work's incredible, so don't let him go.
It really is. It's fantastic.
And I think it's awesome that you've built a connection with someone like halfway across the world. You know what I mean? Like, and you guys have been able to come together and produce 2 successful action figure Kickstarters, and I can't wait to see what you do in the future.
Well, thanks, man. Like, we're super excited about it, and I mean, we talked about it before this, but I've been sick for the last couple of days. But believe me, I'm still just as excited and pumped and like ready to just kick some ass. And I think we're gonna show some physical versions of the characters at Joe Fest coming up, and we'll do a panel there if you missed the little Animal Warrior panel that we talked about earlier. So we just got a bunch of really cool stuff coming out, and I'm just so happy and blessed to like be able to share this amazing project with everyone. And I honestly couldn't have done it without you guys supporting it so much.
Now, thank you. Do you have any idea where or what platform you'll use to be broadcasting your panel?
No, I don't. And that's a really good question. Yeah, I mean, that's a good question because it's going to be, you know, I'm not even emceeing it. Eddie's going to MC it. And we have like all kind of slideshow presentation and stuff that we want to do while we're talking and stuff. So I'm not sure what the best venue would be, especially because we want to tape it and rebroadcast it later on. You know?
I would recommend the program I'm using currently.
Okay.
It works really well.
Yeah, man.
You can throw up a video on there, let that play while you talk over it and stuff like that.
Oh, what? That sounds cool.
Yeah. It's pretty nice.
Yeah. I mean, like, this like is way out of my purview. Like, I don't understand.
It's super simple. It's super simple. If I could do it, anyone could do it. Believe me.
Like before we went live, like I was having trouble trying to figure out how to get my phone to rotate, which is like super obnoxious. Like I was saying, like I've been sick the last couple of days, so like I got tired of like auto rotate, like flipping the phone. So I like turned it off, and now it's just gone.
No, I feel it. I feel it.
What's going on here? This is ridiculous.
That shit gets annoying when you're trying to watch something and it just keeps flipping back and forth. You're like, dude, I'm gonna throw this phone at the wall before
like, I can't, like, it's just totally like it's gone, like, and everything that I Googled, they're like, just look here, and I'm like, nope, it's not there. Like I'm worried in like a fit of like fevery frustration that I like somehow like deleted it, you know, or like pulled it into like a subfolder or something. I'll find it, but I was just like, really.
I had another question. This is probably like my last question. Well, I have two questions. So how long a process from, the time the store closes till the time the figures are reaching our hands do you expect? Expected. Obviously, we know with most Kickstarters, with most action figure lines coming from smaller, producers because they don't have the ability to, have an exclusive factory like Hasbro or Mattel or somebody like that. So we know that there's always delays and things like that. But what is your expected or estimated time frame for the release of the figure?
So what's nice is like I literally just went through this, so I can give like a good guesstimation.
Nice, perfect.
Whenever they leave homeland, what's it called? Mainland China. I believe it takes about 30 days to get to our port, which is in New Orleans. And then, unfortunately for us, when our last time, like it was stuck in customs for like 2 weeks, which is mind-numbingly frustrating. So there's your like month and a week, So I'm guessing it'll probably take, 6 weeks from the time, let's say 8 weeks from the time it leaves mainland China to the time it arrives at our doorstep. Is that answering the question you asked?
Somewhat, but you think that you're expecting the figures to be produced in a year from now?
Correct.
Or and then shipped 8 weeks from then?
So whenever I talked to Dave, he said to give them a nice buffer. And
of course.
So I added a 3-month buffer from the time he thought that they could feasibly do it correctly, because we don't want to rush anything.
No, definitely. We don't want subpar figures either. Believe me. Right. Speaking from a Kickstarter fan who's funded some Kickstarters that didn't come out the way I expected them.
Right.
I would rather a company take their time than rush a product and give me a subpar figure.
Right. And like, so just for people who don't understand like the way factories and stuff work is, and to kind of show like how long I've been collecting toys, like, so about 10 years ago, if you go on eBay, you could find like tons of Indiana Jones figures or tons of Generator Rex figures, and like Star Wars figures and stuff like that. And what a lot of those were quality control issues, where they would like, they might make a batch of 2,000. And the quality control person would like pick it up and they'd be like, oh, their eyes crooked, and they'd like just throw out the whole batch, and then like factory workers would take that and sell it on eBay.
TJ
The reason
Maxx,
I'm saying this is because 2,000 figures for a big giant factory like Hasbro is nothing. Like they might make 30,000 SKU of Luke Skywalker, but for like us, that's like a huge giant thing. So
it's a big loss.
Yeah, I mean, so finding like a good quality factory that like takes their time and does the homework and makes sure that there's not going to be like brittle plastic and stuff. And I mean, I've had that happen to me where it's like it's a crapshoot where you're like, they're mixing like 8 different colors, and like one color, the chemicals aren't mixed just right, so something's brittle, you know?
Mm.
So it's all stuff that like kind of factors in, and I feel for those people when that happens, but it's one of those things that happens when you're doing like a small run of something, you know? But we're like shooting to do like 5,000 to 6,000 per SKU, so that'll help us out. I mean, it's not Hasbro numbers, you know, but if I remember correctly, I think the Masters of the Universe Classics was like, you know, maybe 10,000 per SKU, you know, so we're kind of getting close to that, but not quite yet.
So rolling back in here, we'll go over it again. So Jason, I got one last question from Gil, and it's actually about the comics. Gil wanted to know that if the comics will be made available for purchase, even if they're not added onto the backer kit or past the closing time of the open pre-orders, will you still make the comics available?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Our idea is to offer them while they're, you know, while we're in the process of making the toys. And right now I'm self-publishing it, but I would love to have, you know, a big legit publishing company, you know, take on the title and have them in comic book stores and readily available to read.
There's some indie comic books. There's a lot of indie publishers that are coming up and coming right now. You got Boom Studios, you got Scout Comics, you got Action Comic. You know, there's all these different new indie comics.
I'd like to reach out to a couple of them and see what we could do, but it's one of those things where it's like I'd like to do all the work as far as like, you know, creating the comic, but not so much the
backing it all.
What's that?
Like fronting the bill for it all.
I don't mind that either. It's the trying to jump, like you like have to jump through a certain amount of hoops in order to get to access to comic shops, and I would like someone that's already done that work to like just kind of help us, you know, be like, hey, this is one of our titles. Can we add it to the Diamond distribution order form or something, you know?
Oh, totally. I mean, yeah. Once you're putting toys out there, somebody's going to take the comic like, you know, right. I feel like hand over fist.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like one of my game plans was, you know, be successful in one of my trifecta until the other two can't ignore us anymore. And I feel like we can, you know, we're about to check one of those off the list, so we can leverage our like, hey, we got awesome toys, and by the way, we got comics to sell those toys, and vice versa.
Boom. Yep.
And we can kind of move on.
Now you know what the next part of the trifecta is.
Right, exactly. We can move into the cartoon after that.
Yep, there you go. Cartoon or movie.
Yeah. Oh,
or series or Netflix series, you know.
Yeah, Netflix or Amazon. I tell you what, I've been watching Netflix and Amazon the past couple of days, and that saved me because there's nothing on regular TV. Holy cow.
We could finally do Planet of the Apes right.
I don't know, man. I love those 1970s Planet of the Apes and.
But this would have all the animal kingdoms. See,
that's true.
That's where Planet of the Apes got it wrong because they never thought about the Planet of the Lions or Planet of the Hippos.
You can't leave those hippos out, man.
No, or those rhinos because they get really horny. I mean,
what was the name of the hippo on the male hippo on Madagascar 2? What was it?
Don't start asking me those type of questions, now, Jason.
Man, I'm gonna.
That's a conversation for another show.
Okay.
But is there anything else you want to say to the fans, to the backers, to the supporters, to the people who haven't yet decided whether they want to buy or not?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, thank you so much. This has been, you know, a dream come true. It's been so amazing. It makes me feel so good. Like, and so seeing all the love and support for something that's, you know, at one point my passion project becoming like my main calling and my main career is super exciting and, you know, really, really amazing. And I kind of went off on a tangent, but like I forgot what else I wanted to say. You know, if you see the figures and you like the figures as a collector and the way figure hunting has been going lately, this is as far as like, you know, am I going to get this figure? It's a sure thing. Like if you pre-order it, you don't necessarily have to worry about hunting it down later on. So I suggest, you know, you can go to our backer kit pre-order store and just grab them and sit back and watch the making of process. and you won't get charged until about a year from now. So yeah, if you think you want them and you want to check them out, you can maybe sample like 2 or 3 or whatnot, and then see what you feel from there.
Yeah, and then you can thank all us original backers for unlocking all the goals for you.
Yeah, I know, right? Holy cow, man. Y'all just knocked it out of the park. I think we had about 1,192 backers. That's crazy. Just to put into perspective, our last Kickstarter,
1992 was a good year.
yeah, it really was, right? Like
It
that
was a
whole
great
Desert
year.
Star thing was done. You know,
X-Men.
what's it called?
X-Men was right on the horizon.
Nevermind had just kind of like really made like what triple platinum. It was cool, man. Z-Cab reaches with his shenanigans, you know. It was a good time, man. I don't know.
I guess you remember the 90s a little better than me.
What's that?
Said I guess you remember the 90s a little better than me.
Yeah, man, that was my jam. I was lucky enough to grow up in the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah, you were lucky.
That was like this magical period where the American dollar had this thing called buying power.
Yeah.
It was so cool. Like y'all, I hope we can re-experience that at some point, but we'll see.
Well, I mean, we almost experienced a total economic crash last year, so I mean, it's on the horizon.
Fun, right? I've been trying to figure out a good excuse to sample human flesh.
Oh my god!
So close. We're gonna have to cut all this out.
Don't make me cut all this out now. Okay.
Cut so much of this out. Holy cow!
One last thing I want to say is that is very inspiring. The whole, hopefully, I do hope that you can quit your day job soon, and this can be your day job, because from what I've seen so far and what I hope to see in my hands soon, within a year, I think that should be your day job, because you do it well, and you know what we're looking for as collectors, and hopefully the factory you chose can deliver it just the way you envisioned it, and the way I want to see it is the way you've shown us through your models and through those beautiful pictures of the photo, or those beautiful photos of your figures that you've already shown us in the Kickstarter, just to see the leaps and bounds that your line has made from the 3.75 inch to the 6 inch, and just the amount of detail and extra personality that's coming through in your figures. I just can't wait to see what you can do when you put all your focus into this and you don't have a day job to distract you from it. And I hope that, and it's inspiring. Like I said, it's inspiring, and I hope that all the creators out there who want to, realize their dreams, see what you've done, and, just take note and don't give up, man. Use your passion.
Thank you so much. I feel like I've definitely figured out what my calling is, and I feel like I've got all the signs in front of me, and I'm just gonna, just all I have to do is just walk through the door, and I'm good, So I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you again, Jason, for taking this time out of your day. Again, we have Jason Bienvenu from Sperotoys, creator of the animals of the Animal Warriors of the Kingdom, the Primal Series. So, Jason, my last question before we head out here and take up more of your time is, where can we find the toys? Where's the best place to order them for those who missed out on the Kickstarter?
So if you go onto the Kickstarter, even though it's ended, we have a section called Spotlight, and you'll see there's a little button that says pre-order. All you have to do is click on that, and it'll take you to our backer kit where you can, select all your goodies and just hit checkout, and you won't be billed until about 30 days before we ship.
And the best way to find his Kickstarter on the Kickstarter is to search Animal Warriors of the Kingdom.
Correct.
I think that's the best way to find it. It's under Animal Warriors of the Kingdom, the Primal Series. Click on the Kickstarter, go to Spotlight, go to pre-order, and that'll take you to the shop. So for those of you who did not back, get your orders in as soon as possible. That way he can get the production going and we can get our figures, right? Don't hold up that store now.
Let me show the cat off.
Hey, my cat actually made an appearance. She's back there on her brand new cat tree.
Oh boy!
She's way there at the top. All right. Tell us where we can find you. You
know what? The best place to find me is on my Instagram at Sperotoys. You can also find me on Facebook at Jason Bienvenu. And those are probably the two easiest places to get a hold of me. I'm pretty accessible, as long as you don't send me nudes or anything obnoxious, you know.
Some nudes are welcome. It depends.
True. It is subjective.
Very subjective. I guess that's all for us here. We're going to sign out. I've been Major Reaction. This has been my special guest, Jason Bienvenu from Sperotoys, with the very, very successful Kickstarter Animal Warriors, the Kingdom the Primal Series. Get your pre-orders in now as soon as you can. Otherwise, thanks for watching. I have been Major Reaction over here. Make sure you guys rate, like, comment, subscribe, whatever the hell you do on YouTube. Just let's get some more subscribers. That way we can get some more content out. That way we can get some more eyes on our guys over here, Jason. And go head over to the Geek Out Show and check out our podcast. We got a weekly podcast that we do with our host, Gil, Black Hole Comics. He couldn't be here tonight. He's in the middle of getting something brand new for himself, and it's a long process. So I gave him the night off, and I took over the show. So all you guys stay geeked up and geek out.